Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, and your girl, Loco Cortez. You motherfuckers. Her womb is so polluted. She got my fucking baby, man. Oh, man. Every time that dummy does something, I get a little happy inside because I get to say that. So, now, Loco Cortez has the reason and the solution for the increase in crime in New York City. Now, of course, her answer is, well, let's get to her belief in why it's happening. She says, of course, it's Trump's fault. It's because of record unemployment. And I think she meant to say the Great Depression, because if she says the Great Recession, that would fall under Obama. But she says the highest unemployment since the Great Recession. That's what she said. So she's saying, of course, if people are hungry, they must turn to crime, right? That's the only solution. If you're hungry, turn to crime. So if your stomach growls in the least, go grab a gun, a knife, go commit a crime so you can feed yourself. She says, because if it gets to the point where you're starving and you need to buy bread for your family, in America, how hard is it to get to a point where you're starving? Not hungry. Not, man, I wish I sure could eat. Starving. Ribs showing. Starving in America, where we throw away more food than some countries consume, than some countries can get their hands on. We go, I'm done. I'm full. All right? So you're telling me it's gotten to the point in this short amount of time, because this corona bullshit has not been around that long. So you're saying in these few months, people are getting so hungry that all they want is a piece of bread. Are you hearing this? Now I'm trying to think of this, imagine this through the mind of a normal person, because that's what I am. I'm normal. I apologize. I castrate myself in front of you. Yes, I know that's not how we use the word castrate. I castrate myself in front of you. I apologize for my parents raising me in a good neighborhood and being married. My bad. On their behalf. Sorry. So I can't look at this through the lens of somebody who grew up in the hood, running and gunning, starving and all that bullshit. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say, it's pretty fucking hard to get to a point where you're willing to pick up a gun and go commit crime for a slice of fucking Wonder Bread. Now just think about that. As a normal person, how fucked up would your life have to get? How many things would have to fall apart for you to go grab a gun and rob somebody for food? Don't gimme that bullshit. Food banks, churches. If it gets to the point where you're willing to commit a crime, you can go to the back of a restaurant and be like, hey man, my kids are starving. I'm starving. Can you please give me some scraps? There are options before you grab a fucking pistol and go stick it in somebody's face. Maybe tuck your tail, so to speak, swallow your pride, and ask for help. Don't tell me in this great nation where poor people got 4 TVs, are poor, are obese, we have fat homeless people, but it's gotten so bad that regular people, just regular everyday Joes, Joe Schmo, has to go grab a gun and commit a fucking crime. Shut up, dummy. Stop making excuses. More government is not the solution. More government is hardly ever the solution. But that's what she's saying. We give so much money to the NYPD. If we just took some of that money and gave it to these poor black and brown people, everything would be all right. You're lying. What the fuck? It's because of the record unemployment. People aren't working. They're mad. So they're going out there and they're robbing people. It's just to eat. That's all. It's just to eat. Because studies have shown you can eat a 65-inch TV. You can eat bottles of Hennessy. You can eat that. That's why they were stealing them. It's just for food. That's all. These poor little starving people. That's a bunch of bullshit. 100% organic, grass-fed, free-range bullshit. People aren't doing this because they're starving and they just want a fucking baguette. They're doing it because they're criminals. Criminals do crime. They do criminal shit. And when you have the police running scared, when you have the police bowing their heads, allowing people to throw water and shit at them, and rocks, and Molotov fucking cocktails without doing nothing, and evacuating and abandoning their precincts, looking like a bunch of punks, what do you think the criminals are gonna do? They're gonna get emboldened. You ever been in a fucking classroom and you got a weak-ass substitute teacher? What do the class clowns do? They smell blood in the water and they act the fuck up. We've seen this play out in many other ways in life. This is nothing different. Like the saying goes, when the cat's away, the mice will do fucked up shit until the cat comes back. Duh. Record unemployment. Yeah, there is record unemployment, but we're putting these times up against 1929. Crime should not be a derivative of poverty. Just because you're poor doesn't mean you have to commit crimes. Do we understand that? There are white European neighborhoods that are poor as fuck. Crime is down. So you telling me white people are better than black people? White people know how to not commit crime, black people don't? See, that's the problem with this fucking narrative. That it's the poor black and brown people and racism. It's not their fault. Because at some point, you are going to have to admit that you believe that black people are inferior. Mentally, we are mentally inferior to every other race. Because every other race comes to this country or has been in this country for hundreds of years and they're doing fine. We're not. Why? Because if you don't agree with the breakdown of the fucking family, the only other option is black people are inferior. Is that what you're saying? Say it. Go ahead. Because that's what you're saying with all this bullshit, all this pandering. It's not their fault. It's the unemployment. So, hey, grab a gun, shoot some people, take some shit. You don't have a job. That's fucking retarded. So unless I'm right about the breakdown of the family, which is the cause of all of this, in every part of society, in every racial group, broken families equal broken people. If that's not the case, the only other one is that we're inferior. So admit it, but you can't, because that's going to tear down your whole fucking narrative. That's going to paint you as the racist you are, and you just can't have it, because that's your number one weapon, to call somebody a racist. This shit is so stupid. Poverty is not an excuse for crime. Sorry. I've been poor. I've been hungry. I never stuck anybody up. I never robbed anybody. That was never a thought. Normal people don't do that. Normal, decent people aren't okay with robbing someone because you don't have a job or you're hungry. And you hear how she said it? Well, they just want to buy some bread. Shut the fuck up. When's the last time you ever been inside of a damn store or a liquor store and seen somebody holding some bread? I remember once, I might have told this before in another video, but I used to deliver beer back in the day. And here in California, you can't serve alcohol from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. For some reason, that you need that 4-hour window to sober up and think about your decisions. I don't know. But from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., you can't serve alcohol. Or you can't sell it or serve it. So the liquor stores and stuff, or the 7-Elevens that have alcohol, they chain the doors closed until 6 a.m. And believe me when I tell you, at 5:59, there are people waiting there for them to take those chains off the door. But I remember once we were at a Quick Stop, it was 7 o'clock in the morning. We had gotten there early to stock the beer before 6 a.m. 7 o'clock in the morning, we're waiting in line, we're waiting near the line for the store owner to sign the paperwork so we can get up out of there and go to our next delivery. There's a lady standing there with her son. He must have been 6 or 7 years old. He looked like a rapper with all the silver teeth he had in his mouth, and he was holding a 16-ounce bottle of Sprite and hot Cheetos. Where was his loaf of bread? The point is, people aren't going to grab bread if they're starving. Bread? This ain't 1930 Eastern Europe. Bread? Shut the bread! You're so hungry, all you want is bread. So full of shit. Like my dad would say, she's full of more shit than a Christmas turkey. Now, let's end this on a bright note, shall we, kids? If you are a black resident of North Carolina, if you live in Asheville, North Carolina, well, guess what? Oh, happy day. Because their city council passed 7-0 to give them, drum roll please, reparations. That's right, black folks in Asheville, North Carolina are going to get reparations. For what? I don't know. But they say it's for slavery. They said that, what did one of the city council members say? The cups or the blood spilled by black people fill the cups that we drink from today. Holy shit. Damn, that's a little heavy, but that's what they said. But it's not going to come in the form of a check. What's it going to come in, people? You know, it's going to come in the form of government programs. That's right. They even said in the article they're going to make a council. There you go. More bureaucracy, more people for these reparations to pass through. More hands that this money is going to have to pass through. There you go. Corruption. That's how you create it. They just created corruption. They voted this shit in. Now they got to come up with some commission, some panel to oversee it. You got to pay these people. They need resources. They need offices. That's how you create corruption. Corruption 101. So it's going to come in the form of government programs and having more black businesses and black, I don't know what the fuck, all their stupid buzzwords and terms and phrases they use. Basically, it doesn't matter. All they're doing is creating a way to steal more money. That's what they're doing. How is that going to help anybody? Until you fix the family, all this shit is for naught. It's for nothing. So what? You're going to throw some, what the fuck does that even mean? Reparations. And you got other people on the panel like, oh, this is long overdue, and especially now in these times. What times? The times that you fuckers created? This super awkward racial tension. If you don't support Black Lives Matter somehow, you're the Klan now bullshit that you guys started. Reparations, that ain't gonna do shit. Why don't you pump some of that money into the city in general, not just at a certain group of people? That creates animosity. That creates hatred toward that group. Because everybody's not getting something, just them because they're special. That's a mistake. More government is a mistake. I will guarantee you that the numbers will not change in that city. The unemployment, the poverty, and that's another thing. They want to close the gap of poverty between their black residents and their white ones. Well, that's easy. Start getting married, stop having babies before you do, and work hard. The gap will close, and you'll feel better about it closing that way because you did it yourself. Your government daddy didn't come in and do it for you. And then, once you do it and you figure out how to do it, you pass that along so everybody else can. A rising tide lifts all boats. Reparations only lifts one kind. That's fucked up for everyone. The people that don't get it and the people that do. Because it's not going to do shit. You mean they never had government programs in Asheville, North Carolina? I think they have. What has it gotten you? So obviously that's not the solution. But hey, I might have to pack up the family and move to Asheville and get a slice of the American oh wait, never mind. I can do that here because I'm in fucking America. Man, let me hop in this damn rat race. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.